You almost want to lick it.
Actually tastes. Hi everyone, welcome to an extremely windy Souillac. Start the montage. Wow. You might have noticed that my shirt changed because that was my travel shirt. So now I'm back into exploring mode zone with this shirt. We're in a little center at the beginning of Souillac. I have no idea what a low cost price point is. Low cost point is pretty awesome. I mean, they have literally everything here. Everything you can possibly want. From a little toy ship to a tent to something for your car. Eiffel Tower. Yeah.
And stationery and
Tables and chairs and
torches and USB chargers, and
they have a DVD player. There's a Mississippi Chicken and Dream Price Supermarket. There are a few other shops around.
as you get into Souillac, you can stop at this supermarket center. They've got very clean toilets and some really useful shops.
This is the coral house of Robert Hart, the famous poet. But it's made of coral. Actually pieces of coral that were probably taken out of the sea right there. That wild sea is probably where the coral came from to actually make this house.
It was built in 1940 by his friend Miss Labatt, and then it got a bit destroyed, but then they rebuilt it immediately exactly coral for coral how it used to be.
So coral for coral, exactly how it was. So it probably got destroyed by a cyclone or something?
I think so, yes.
Okay, wow.
It's amazing.
It really is. It's like so you want to touch it.
It is.
Touch it. It's, what is that, textual?
Tactile.
Tactile. It's tactile.
You almost want to lick it.
Actually tastes a little salty. But let's go around the front. It's a little bit lower here, so it actually slopes back. As you can see from that side, sloping down. Wow. Lemuria, which is this area here, and Mauritius is part of it. So that was the southern continent that he made up all these stories for and talked about quite a lot in his poetry. But wow, if you're living in a place like this, you're going to be having your imagination set free quite a lot. Well, you know, poets, sometimes they can be a little weird.
Okay, even if you don't know who Robert Hart is, you need to visit his house. It is so remarkably preserved, and there's all sorts of little trinkets in there. Even his bed and a really old toilet, and don't worry, it's all clean.
What a great museum. Inside there's a really old toilet. You got to go see that. That's really fun. No, it is great. And what a fantastic building. This side, it's got the white to it. And it really looks like it's a piece of the sea that's just been dug up and put in here. And the garden's really nice, and there are trees, and it's cool, and it's worth a visit. Really worth a visit.
It's absolutely amazing. This is Gris Gris from the viewpoint. It's just wow.
Oh, it's so windy! Welcome to the end of Mauritius. The end of Mauritius.
Village of Suriname.
This is the old cemetery, and it really is old, from the 1700s. And there were some graves here from like early 1700s, very early 1700s. And the black rock, I mean,
Look at that salt.
1850, that one is 1850 it says on it. And there's one that's even older next to it that you can't even see. But there's something more about the cemetery. Robert Hart is buried somewhere here. We'll see if we can find his.
His house is just across the bay.
So his house is just across the bay. I'll show you. Well, I can show you. There's lots of stuff in the way there. But just across. Oh, there it is. There it is. That's the wall for the cemetery, right on the sea. Right on the sea. And then old, very, very old grave marker. Very, very old grave marker. It's wild. It's really wild here.
It really is.
Robert Hart called this his phantasmagoric cemetery. He's now buried here. We can't find his grave. But I think this says it all. This is phantasmagoric. It's a stone building on top of a grave. And there's more across there. You all know I'm not the world's best cemetery walker, but I'm okay in this one. In the other ones I get a little bit weirded. I feel okay here. It's also, I'm desperate to know what that building is.
Flowers are just surviving in abundance in the sea sand.
How old does a tomb have to get to actually have a crack like that in it? Wow, that one looks really old and it's got some grasses growing on it. So probably really old. And then this another one from the entrance, but these are all family. We can't find the Robert one, so I guess that's it. No Robert Hart for us.
So here we are at the Tavern River. Along this river you get the Rochester Falls.
Wow, I think that might actually be Rochester Falls. So I think this might be the falls. I am precariously balancing on the edge here. And there's some great water. You could probably just jump in. No, it looks like rock, so don't jump in. But we're on the top of it, so it's a little bit hard to see. But there we go.
Be careful! What are you doing?
Look at that! Amazing. And there's Riki panicking. I'm not on the edge. There's lots of edge left. Get it out as far as I can. As you can see the water going down into the pool below. Must be quite a good view from over there. You're being brave on the precipice of a...
We found a secret waterfall! Sorry, girl.
And I shall name you Rochester, after my favorite book, Jane Eyre, by one of the Bronte sisters. Charlotte Bronte. I shall name this waterfall after you, the Manor Rochester. You can see that when the river really comes down, it really comes down. You've probably got a little bit of an island in the middle there and the water just pummeling through here. You can see it's cut this channel. It's quite a deep channel. And here we have some sugarcane.
Close up.
Ow, ow, it hit me in the face. I did stop here to show you this beautiful old truck and to let you know that that is pretty much what destroyed the railway in Mauritius, because those guys could go anywhere and the railway couldn't. But then I saw this. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it isn't on the map. It looks to me like a lime kiln. It's got a ramp. I don't know. This is the ramp, so if I'm right, there should be a big hole up ahead. There's a big hole up ahead. We did it again. We discovered another one. There we are. I'm gonna go around. You can see it's a double lime kiln. It's a double. Look there. There's another hole. There are two. It's a double lime kiln. I didn't even know such a thing existed. Double lime kiln, everyone. Wow. I can't believe it. I'm sorry, I'm just so excited. Okay, and I'm also running a little bit. I don't know why I'm running. Just can't help myself. The adrenaline is pumping so hard. Look at that. Wow. That's the one kiln. They built a little shrine here, and they built it out of the corals. As you can see, like the Robert Hart house, they actually built it out of the corals. But that's a lime. Oh no. There's more. There's actually more. Okay, so this is the lime kiln. then what is this? Is this another lime kiln? Was this? It's round. It is round. And it's got a doorway, but nothing higher. So maybe this was a house. This is the one. And that's the other one. That's the other one. They're two. They're actually two. And it's actually adjoining someone's house. Hopefully I'm not trespassing. Oh wow. It simply doesn't get better than this. What a discovery. What a discovery. Oh wow. Lime kiln. Telfair lime kiln.
So Suriname is actually quite a cool place. And we're not quite sure why it's called Suriname. What we do know though is back in 1805 someone visited a guy in this area and he had a big manor house and the house's name was Suriname. This is the mighty Savannah River. The river was actually dredged out by Viscount de Souillac so that they could transport sugarcane easier to Port Louis without having to take the roads.
I can just picture it. Fleets of ships coming up here. They were probably smaller ships, I understand, that carried sugarcane. And they would bring the sugarcane down. But they still needed a port like this so that it was easier to carry it onto the ships. And then there's the Batalage, which is basically the dockyards. But what a beautiful dockyards. If you're going to build a dockyard, that is how you build a dockyards. And now you can get a better view of it. That's a... Whoa, I nearly stepped in there. That's a much better view of it.
This area is now used as there's a restaurant and fishermen can come and offload their catch here.
So the old building is being used by the Coast Guard. Well, it probably didn't happen in this port, but the story does have to be told. Now, all across the Indian Ocean there were French ships, and during the American War of Independence, a lot of those ships gathered here to be fixed, resupplied, and prepared to go and help the Americans with their War of Independence. And it was all thanks to Souillac. It was all thanks to Souillac that he managed to get the artisans and the skilled labor to build arsenal weapons and repair ships here in Mauritius so they could head out and go and help the Americans win their independence. Or as we British like to say, the revolution.
You see, this is what you can do. This is what you can do with your old buildings. Turn them into something absolutely beautiful. This is St. Jacques Church. It's big, I can't get it all in one shot.
This is St. Jacques Church. It is old, and the sign says 175 years old. It was restored in the 1990s, but this is the original old church. Now apparently the original bell is back here somewhere. So I don't know what happens with the bells, but it is a really, really old bell. I'm going to be a little bit quiet because they're actually having a christening, I think, inside there. That is quite a big bell. I'm sure it makes a lot of noise when it rings. Look at it. It is chunky as anything. It's a pity about the light. Or maybe if I go around the other side. Oh, pretty big chunky bell.
Ding, ding, ding.
Riki's special sound effect.
Church doggies. Then you look happy. Wow, you chat to dogs for like a minute and the man has disappeared. But you're okay. You're not going to disappear, are you? You're my new friend.
This place is literally full of old buildings. Here's another one. You can see how much the road has been built up around it. But here, it is just an old house. It was probably built at the same time as the church. So also 170 years old. It's a big church. Okay, we're looking straight into the sun, unfortunately. But wow, you know, I mean, we're 170 odd years old. Wow, what a great building. For those who want to see a true blast from the past, have a look at this. It's the old boot scraper. Huh?
Not sure why those are a blast from the past. It's like we don't get mud on our shoes anymore these days. Because I do, and you certainly do. This is Telfair Beach, just after Telfair Gardens, sitting under amazing banyan trees. Look at the roots holding the soil together.
Behind me, this is Souillac Beach. It's wild. You can actually go snorkeling here. It's got some great snorkeling. As you can see, spectacular views up the river. And you got a piece of beautiful sandy beach. There's another piece of beach just over there. But this I would say is where you want to come if you want to come down to the beach. These are the stairs and they continue up there. It's a long way to come down, a long way to go back up. The smart people will get this view. Because look at that. That's where you come and enjoy the beach from. And that's your view. Wow.
Wow, so we stumbled upon these two beautiful people getting photos done in this gorgeous setting. Thank you so much. There's the cameraman. Check it out. It's for a wedding. Awesome.
So we're pretty sure this is Telfair Park. And it's named after Charles Telfair, who's Irish. And he brought bananas to Mauritius. Oh, we're going this way.
1826.
1826, he brought bananas to Mauritius from China. And so he became a little bit famous. Doesn't matter. He became a little bit famous. And so they named a whole bunch of stuff for him. One of them was a tenric. The other was a lizard, a skink, and a hibiscus plant. But behind that wall is a secret. Let's go find out. Dun dun dun.
This is currently the Souillac police station.
Souillac police station. Wasn't always a police station. Okay, we've got some guys coming in. But look at this great old building. Oh, let me get you out of the sun. Look at this great old building. I mean, it is spectacular. It used to house slaves that would then walk down that way to the Batalage, where they used to load sugarcane into the ships. And then, after slavery was abolished, it became like an inn, I suppose.
For the train?
For the train, so people could come and actually have a rest here. I mean, it is old, and it was made for slaves, so it wasn't built to be pretty, but it really, really is. It really is really a great building. And this wall, I suppose it was so that they could lock the front doors and no one could get out. But then it became an inn, and it became a pleasurable place to come. So,
And now it's a police station serving the people of Souillac.
and look at the stonework, and the stones just on the frontage of it. Wow, what a great building! What a great building!
Across from the police station is a meat shop where you can get fresh and frozen fish, goat, chicken, mutton, beef, lobster, deer.
Seasonal. This is the train station, the actual railway station of Souillac. Souillac. Like the one in Quatre Militaire that had the wood on the front, they've replaced this with the red brick. You can still see that the stonework is here, but we've gotten very, very lucky and the gate is open, so we are going to be able to go see the platform area.
And very awesomely, this building has always housed the train station and the post office. So it's one of the oldest post offices in Mauritius. Oh, you can just picture it.
Oh man, it's the platform. We're actually on the platform.
And these pillars are exactly like they are from the old pictures. Nothing has changed.
Potrador Hamlet. It's exactly like this. Exactly where we stood and went toot toot. Or Riki did. Riki did the toot toot thing, so she's gonna have to do it again. Oh, she did the look. She did the look. No train. But this is exactly the same. You can tell. You can see it's exactly the same.
Look at these old doors and the cyclone shutters.
Wow.
And then these that hold up The roof. They're made from steel. Probably brought from Sheffield or something.
Glasgow. Come on. Here comes the train. Look at that stonework. Brickwork. CWN. Central Water Network. Anyway, that's them. With their fake old building. And the real old building. Wow. Wow. Well, you know, I don't just bring you great things. I also bring you some of the weird. So here I am. This is my view of where there are no buses. But someone has put benches facing that direction. So if you have the urge to come and sit on a bench and look at the buses.
Wow, look at this place. It looks like stepping completely back in time.
This is actually the district court. Look at this old building. I mean, it's no one's looking after it that much. But it's a district court and it's colonial architecture. I think it's the Creole style with the big verandas. And it's made of wood. It looks like it's made of wood. But this is the district court. Court proceedings start here.
Wow, obviously not anymore, but
Wow.
beautiful, amazing building.
It does look a little bit scary now that the beams are falling down.
Yeah, you probably don't want to go too much into this.
Wow. Just be careful. Oh no, oh no. It's an old wooden building and oh no. It's unfortunate that it's caught fire and burnt down a little bit. But wow, I could go and be a judge if the floor didn't look like this.
There are so many mosquitoes.
This is where the bad people were. Look at that metal. Oh wow, my legs are burning. I think those are mozzies. Definitely mozziage. But wow, what a place, what a place. This is the ancient iron fountain. It's like a drinking water thing. That's it. Not ultimately overly impressive, but it is really old and probably should be in a museum. They have added the new tap newly.
It is a really incredibly beautiful place, but I'm swatting mosquitoes like crazy.
This is the view from the cliff tops. The sun is starting to set a little bit, so a little bit bright there. And down there is the bay, and in that direction is the actual Batalage, the harbour. And down, all the way down there are the rocks. Phantasmagoric. That is the new description of this place. Wow, and there's a pathway. You guys probably can't see it too well, but it will take us back to Telfair Park through the gardens.
Bananas at the beach. Wow, this has got to be one of the prettiest pathways in Mauritius. It's quite high up above the sea. It's amazing. Yeah, but every way you turn around, it's like it's an Instagram picture.
Another perfect view from Telfair Park.
But I mean, can you ever get enough of that seascape? Okay, so this is Manor Villa. Don't think anyone else is staying here. So anyway, this is our room. We simply booked in here because of one feature and one feature alone. It has a bath. There are so few places in Mauritius that have a bath. Place looks great. Aircon, there's a microwave, bed, TV, all that. And it's 1,500 per night. Not sure I'm going to boil the water, but we'll figure it out.
There's a microwave.
There's a microwave. And we're sorted. Ready to enjoy the evening.
Ready to enjoy the evening.
More change. Move the table outside because we don't like to be cooped indoors too long. The smell of food has led us here. A short walk from our residence. And it smells amazing. Let's go see what they have.
So that's 3 chicken dumplings and 2 shushu's.
Green onions. Wow, thank you. That looks amazing.
You move back from the steam, and it goes. Oh wow!
So this is my gorgeous hand for scale, enormous bowl of noodles.
And look at my bullet. Thank you so much.
I need
Let me
to
see.
send a picture to my mum.
Okay, look at that feast.
With the broth and the spring onions. Wow.
Riki is actually putting some garlic on because she loves that garlic. It just drives her crazy.
I love it. I love it.
And this is mine with the beautiful.
Yeah, and a gorgeous clear broth.
Oh, I just love it. I mean,
Thanks, Sheila, on the WhatsApp. Absolutely beautiful looking.
yeah, look at that. Look at that. It is so great. Can't wait to dig in. Bon appetit, everyone.
Okay, so this is Le Kask where we ate. And the owners are super friendly and super cool. And as you can see, the prices are really reasonable.
Oh, it's on the door. Thanks to Manor Villa.
Thank you,
Great
Manor Villa.
place to stay.
Very convenient.
Wow, Souillac. Ed really brought it. And what a fantastic day. I mean, I really enjoyed myself walking around all those old buildings and abandoned things, but also just this, sitting and looking at the beach for a couple of hours. It really was that great. But if you want to see more, there'll be another video. We're going to put it up. That's the want to know more button, so push that. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching. Roxanne.
You don't have to put on the red light.